Hello, I am going to do some kind of experimenting here. So what I have here, uh, um, I briefly looked these items up. So these are what I call my red stones, and they all have kind of like effigy stuff in them, and I like to trace them to try to figure out what's in them, but they have, I believe they're red because there's iron deposits in the ground, or I also believe that, this one's kind of hard to look at, kind of different. I also believe that they are made from animal skin, just petrified, but that, like, you think about what is actually in those items, that basically it's just kind of weird when I go to wash these things out and I dump it out into the sink. It looks like blood, but it could just either be something that's brought into the, how they mineralized. But yeah, they do have stitch marks in them. Like this, I think, was like a big, piece of something. You kind of see like it's a bit of an animal head. But on to the next. These, I don't know what they are. Like, they seem too, little bit too metallic-y to be basalt, and almost like they're made in, I have something to say about those in a moment. This is Siderite. The cool thing about it is, I can see it's worked. I can see like the nap markings on it, so it's not so subtle. If you look at it, it's like a effigy face looking to the right. There's the eye. There's like a nostril kind of right above my thumb. The tip of the nose right there above my thumb. And there's like lips kind of like right there. You see if I'm going to turn it a little bit. Ear is right there. Also on the other side. I mean, these are pretty. Siderite is iron ore. And then that goes on over to here. That's a railroad spike. That's from East Haven, from a railroad that was being abandoned. That's where I found this piece. And one of the things I discussed that I thought it was, that's bothering me. One of the things I thought it was like this. It looks like a little guy pointing. These seem to be from same material. They kind of just look like scrapers, but it's like if you look at them, you might see some kind of, maybe a face on that. But it does kind of, like, it's got a divot where you can kind of, like it does, like, that would be a very good scraper. Let's see, that was my left hand. How about my right hand? Even better. This. Now watch this. Now here's the thing. Look at these angles. Now I've spoken to some people from like the Pennsylvania area, and they have all these very interesting kind of like stone tools with all these rigid angles like this, and they look like some very complex machinery parts, but I mean, that does look like a little guy pointing. But what I see, watch, maybe if I shrink that up a little bit, maybe that's a little too much. Okay, this is very comfortable. It's like a stylus. Let's say I wanted to scratch into that, and this is very metallic-y. So what I have here, I always glue magnets onto things, so my daughter had given me that little glass owl, and I can't find just a plain magnet, so I'm just going to go down here. Well, of course, like if it's iron, that's a good bond. The Siderite, like over towards the edges, I mean, I don't feel much, but when I get over towards like the center of it, that thicker part, I feel a slight magnetism, very slight. Yeah, like right there, but not much over on these thinner edges. These, you know, these I felt more of a magnetism to them. It's not very strong, but it's almost like these were forged. Oops. So this one especially, like right in there, it's very metallic-y. It's like maybe a crude type of iron. It's not very strong, but it's there. Which brings me back to these. And I know these aren't going to have much of a pull on them, but I have felt it. Yeah, right in there. I can kind of feel. I can feel it. It's not like it's very strong, but we know these are red because of the iron deposits. And it's very interesting because, like, what kind of effect does that have on living over that? I also thought this was an interesting thing to try. I'm not asking questions, but I try to hold this. There's always some kind of a bit of a pull, and so if I just hold the bead without swinging my hand, I'm going to go over the Siderite. Says then I got to notice this Super Bowl is underway, and here's what I'm doing. I'm playing with rocks because I know how to have a good time. May the best team win. I'm out east, so I guess I should be rooting for the Patriots. So I'm holding it steady. Which one did I feel I had? You know, it's like, I thought this was interesting. Okay, I'm going to put the magnet down. Try to stop that. I just think this, you know, working with crystals is interesting. I'm not an expert on that. I'm not swinging that at all. I'm trying to hold my hand as steady as possible, but it really does. I can actually feel it, like, especially if I move it away, it's like it kind of repels it. I can feel that. Wow, okay. I'll try that. I'm going to move over here to, okay, let's stop. Let's go over here. Okay, stop bouncing. Unless he really wants to bounce over the effigy. I can feel it kind of pull towards the big piece. Wow, it's pulling. It's pulling down towards the bottom, towards this piece here. So I'm going to move it over here. Well, that's very interesting. I don't understand, like, a lot of this, and I really wish I had more information on these pieces. Once I had I showed my stones to a Native American, and he was like touching them, like the red stone was a red stone, and he was telling me that one particular one had like healing properties to it. It's interesting, but you know, it's like, just stay open-minded. I'm not trying to shove some idea down your throat. Okay, well, enjoy the Super Bowl if that's what you're going to watch. Take care, everyone.